Achievers Paradise CMC PU College, number 1 PU College in Chitradurga. For admissions, contact 9008080 and 9606380135.
Yes, now I have to continue the discussion on the topic that electromagnetic induction. So now we have discussed the concepts of self-induction and we have discussed the concepts of mutual induction. So in this chapter, again and again we are going to use the word induction, right? Electromagnetic induction. So, what is the definition as well as the meaning of this concept, that is self-induction? See, in both, that is self-induction and mutual induction, the induction word is common. That means there will be some induced current or induced EMF. But self means there must be single coil. There must be single coil. See, here we have a coil. If a variable current is passing through this coil, if you are going to pass a variable current, what happens? The flux linked with this coil changes, and due to changing flux, because current is variable, as current is variable, flux depends on current, right? So flux changes. What happens? As the changing flux induces EMF and the induced EMF produces the current. So within a single coil, if there is the induced EMF and we are passing the electric current, both are in a single coil, then we are using the word self. So here EMF is induced in the coil due to change of current in the same coil. Both are taking place in a single coil, hence we are using the word self. As if you are depressed, we have to motivate ourselves. No one is there to motivate us. So we have to be in a progressive path. Self-confidence, self-belief. Don't believe any others. Believe in yourself. Build your own confidence, self-confidence. We are using the word self, that is within. Isn't it? So, self-induction. A very simple concept and a very easy definition. Please try to understand the definition. The phenomenon of induction of EMF. That means the EMF will be induced in a coil. EMF will be induced in a coil due to the change of current in the same coil itself. That is very important. We are using the word self. Current is variable and that variable current changes the flux, and due to that there will be induced EMF. That means the induced EMF and the current change both are taking place in the same coil. Once again, please try to understand that self-induction, very simple phenomenon. The phenomenon of induction of EMF in a coil. Why? Due to the change of current in the same coil itself. So EMF will be induced in the coil due to change of current in the same coil. Both are taking place in a single coil. That phenomenon is called as self-induction. So as we already know that the flux, that means if current is more, the flux is more. That means more magnetic field will be produced. If current is less, magnetic field produced will be less, so the flux will be less. So by this we can directly write the relation phi b, that is magnetic flux absolutely we can write phi is directly proportional to I. Phi is directly proportional to I, where phi is the flux linked with the coil. It directly proportional to current passing through the coil. So in order to equate these two, so phi is directly proportional to I, we very well know that. In order to equate them, we are using a constant L here. Phi, simply we can write it as phi is equals to L into I. Please make a difference. Phi is directly proportional to I, and we are equating them by introducing a constant L. That is, phi is equals to L into I, where L is called as coefficient of self-induction or self-inductance, where L is a constant and it is called as coefficient of self-induction or self-inductance. So now we studied Faraday's laws, the very important, that is Faraday's second law. By Faraday's second law, I am going to write E is equals to minus d phi by dt. So here EMF is induced, right? So we have to measure the amount of EMF induced, and here there are the constants of the flux and current. So now E is equals to minus d phi by dt, and what is phi? It is a flux, right? So here we have phi is equals to L into I, where L is a constant called as coefficient of self-induction, and what about I? It is a current passing through the coil, right? So now instead of this phi, we can write that as L into I. So E is equals to minus d by dt of L into I, that is equals to L is constant, so we are taking that out of the differentiation. So minus sign will be as it is. L is taken out of the differentiation, that is minus L di by dt. Obviously current is variable. Current is variable. Because of that variability only we are going to have induced EMF. So minus L di by dt. Let us consider if di by dt, what this di by dt stands for? Rate of change of electric current. If this di by dt is equals to 1 unity, then what happens? If di by dt is equals to 1, numerically we can equate E, that is induced EMF, is equals to L. I am saying numerically, just forgot about that sign. So you can write L is equals to E, where L is the coefficient of self-induction and E is the induced EMF. So let us try to define the coefficient of self-induction. The concept of self-induction is clear, right? So here the EMF will be induced in the coil due to change of current in the same coil, and we got the second law of Faraday. We are going to relate L is equals to E. This is possible when if and only if di by dt is equals to 1. What is di by dt? Rate of change of current, and that must be equals to unity. So L will be equals to E numerically. So we can define the coefficient of self-induction. Let us try to define with this. It's very simple, right? L is a coefficient of self-induction and E is the induced EMF. When these two can be equated, if and only if di by dt is equal to 1. See how simple it is. The coefficient of self-inductance of a coil, the coefficient of self-inductance of a coil is numerically, it is numerically, when getting the sign there, right? It is numerically equal to what? Numerically equal to EMF induced when rate of change of current through it is unity. When rate of change of current through the coil is unity, then we can say L is equals to E. That is the definition of coefficient of self-induction. The coefficient of self-induction of a coil is numerically equal to the induced EMF when the rate of change of current through the coil is unity. So, if you observe the relation here, phi is equals to Li. Let us try to have the unit for this self-induction, that is the coefficient of self-induction. So we can write L is equals to phi by I. We can write L is equals to phi upon I, where phi is the magnetic flux and I is the current. So Weber per ampere. So this Weber per ampere can be written as Henry, and that Henry can be symbolically written with capital H. So the assignment of self-induction or self-inductance or coefficient of self-induction, that is Henry, represented with capital H. 1 Henry. So if you want to define 1 Henry, then we have to consider 1 Henry. That means LHS. So let us make that RHS in simple. That EMF must be equals to 1 volt. So inductance is 1 Henry and EMF is 1 volt, and here compulsory di by dt must be equals to. So how we can define 1 Henry? It's very simple. See, self inductance of a coil is 1 Henry if 1 volt of EMF is induced in the coil when current changes at a rate of 1 ampere per second. The same meaning, just we are giving that in terms of the units. The self inductance of a coil is 1 Henry if 1 volt of EMF is induced in a coil when current changes at a rate of 1 ampere per second. 1 ampere per second. So this is all about the self induction and coefficient of self induction. That means the change in the current and EMF will be induced. Both takes place in a single coil. We have to build our confidence and we have to get forward, that is self confidence in the same way. It is the concept of self induction. But many of the times we can't able to build our confidence, we can't able to move ahead. So we require some consolation from others, friends, relatives, mother, father, like that. That means now I am talking about mutual induction. So one of the simple way to understand the concept of mutual induction. So if we think of the patriotism, so if we have Bhagat Singh is a very good patriotic person. So he stimulates others also to fight for freedom. That means he is just a role model for many of other persons. So many of other people are get motivated because of Bhagat Singh. That means Bhagat Singh has some influence on others. Because of Bhagat Singh, many other persons have built the confidence and they have fought against the British, like that some other person is bringing some enlightenment in their lives, right? So mutual inductance. Here we require 2 coils. How many coils? 2 coils, because we are using the word mutual. So we have learned that mutual funds, isn't it? So the same word, mutual induction. Here we have 2 coils. The coil which is connected to battery along with plug is called primary coil, and the coil which is connected to the galvanometer is called secondary coil. So here we have the primary coil and we have the secondary coil. See, as soon as if we switch on or the key is closed, current flows through the primary coil. Current starts to grow in the primary coil. As current starts to increase in the primary coil, it will produce a magnetic field which is linked with the secondary coil. The magnetic field or the magnetic flux of secondary coil changes. So here we have the primary coil and we are passing electric current, so that electric current through the conductor will produce a magnetic field. So that magnetic field will influence some neighboring coils, so the flux linked with the secondary coil changes. We are not passing current through secondary coil, we are passing electric current through primary coil, but that primary coil produces a magnetic field which has its influence on the secondary coil. So flux linked with secondary coil change. So what is happening here? Whether the change in the current as well as the EMF induced are taking place in the same coil? No. Here primary coil, here there will be change in the current, and in the secondary coil there will be induced EMF. So there will be simple definition like self-induction single coil. Here we have 2 coils. That means neighboring coil. See, try to understand the definition is simple. Mutual induction. It is the phenomenon in which an EMF is induced in one coil. EMF will be induced in one coil due to what? Variation of current in a neighboring coil. That means we may increase or decrease the current in the primary coil. That will affect the flux of the secondary coil. So the changing current in one coil brings or induces EMF in the neighboring coil. That phenomenon is called as mutual induction. Once again, it is the phenomenon in which an EMF is induced in one coil, or we can say in secondary coil, due to variation of current in the neighboring coil, means the primary coil. So here both the coils are used and changing current in one coil, and EMF is induced in the neighboring coil, hence we are calling it mutual induction. So now here also the flux in the secondary coil depends on the current in the primary coil. So you can directly write phi is directly proportional to I, where phi is the flux and I is the current. So in order to equate them, as here we have used the constant L for self induction. In mutual induction we are going to use the constant, that is M. Then what we can call for that M? Phi is directly proportional to I, and phi is equals to M into I, where M is called as the coefficient of mutual induction. M is called as the coefficient of mutual induction. So now, as similar to the definition of the coefficient of self-induction, let us try to give the definition of the mutual induction, where we are going to write, that is E is equals to minus M into Ti by dt. As similar to this, where we have done E is equals to minus L Ti by dt, instead of M we have to use M. What is that M? That is the coefficient of mutual induction. So if Di by dt becomes unit, if Ti by dt is equals to 1, then what happens? E is equals to minus M, or numerically we can write E is equals to M, where E is the induced EMF and M is the coefficient of mutual induction. So we can define the coefficient of mutual induction. Let us try to give the definition of coefficient of mutual induction. It's very simple, right? Don't get confused. Let us try. I will give the definition. I hope you can able to get that definition right. Yes, that's good. And let us go or move into the definition of that. The coefficient of mutual induction between a pair of coils. The coefficient of mutual inductance between a pair of coils is numerically equal to M. That is, the coefficient of mutual induction between the pair of coils is numerically equal to EMF induced in one coil. Is numerically equal to EMF induced in one coil when rate of change of current in neighboring coil is unity. So the coefficient of mutual inductance is numerically equals to the induced EMF in one coil when rate of change of current in the neighboring coil is equal to unity. So for mutual inductance also we have the same SI unit, that is Henry. So we can define 1 Henry in case of the mutual induction. Yes, there will be small modification. Right. So mutual induction or mutual inductance of a coil is said to be 1 Henry. If 1 volt of EMF is induced in a one coil when the rate of change of current in the neighboring coil is unity. Mutual inductance of a coil is 1 Henry if 1 volt of EMF is induced in one coil due to rate of change of current in the neighboring coil is unity. Neighboring coil is unity. So make the things clear and just know the difference between the self-induction concept as well as the concept of mutual induction. Don't get confused. Both have the same assignments, that is Henry. Try to define that Henry for self-induction as well as for mutual. Yes. So we have to continue our discussion. Now we have to discuss the concepts of expression for self-inductance of a solenoid, and we are going to derive the expression for energy stored in a inductor. So this is one of the important Okay. So first we have to think about a solenoid. So long circularly current carrying conductor is considered to be a solenoid. Okay. A cylindrical conductor which is considered to be a solenoid. We are thinking of self-induction in a solenoid. So solenoid means it is a single pole, right? So the phenomena of induction that takes place, that will be self-induction, and we are willing to derive expression for self-inductance of a long circularly current carrying conductor that is nothing but a solenoid. So for that, after the diagram, let us consider a solenoid of length L having a cross-sectional area A. L is the length, cross-sectional area A, and with n number of turns, capital N, that is the total number of turns. If we pass electric current I through this solenoid, L is the length, A is the area of cross-section, N is the number of turns. If we pass electric current through that solenoid, obviously there will be some magnetic field, and directly I am considering the expression, that is magnetic field produced by the solenoid. In the previous chapters, we are going to derive this expression, nothing to worry. We are going to have the derivation of this expression, but here directly I am going to make use of that expression, that is magnetic field produced by the solenoid. As we pass electric current through the solenoid, it will produce a magnetic field, and that produced magnetic field will be given by B is equals to mu naught N I. So B is a magnetic field produced by the solenoid, where mu naught is the permeability of the free space, small n. What is the small n stand for? This is number of turns per unit length. See here, we have total number of turns and we have total length. If we divide this capital N by L, we are going to have small n, that is number of turns per unit length, and I is the current, which is the reason for the production of magnetic field. So we got the expression, that is the magnetic field produced by the solenoid, B is equals to mu naught N I. So we are thinking of self-induction, means we have to think of the flux, then we have to think of the flux related to that current, and we have to equate by introducing the coefficient of self-induction, that is L. So let us think of the flux. Already we know that flux phi is equals to B into A. We got this B, that is magnetic field produced by the solenoid. What was that? Mu naught N I. So this B is replaced by mu naught N I, and that A will be as it is. So flux is equals to B A, that can be written as mu naught N I A, and that flux is directly proportional to current. The flux is directly proportional to current. So we are writing phi is proportional to I. So we can equate them by introducing the constant L. Why we should not use M? Because we are thinking of self-inductance, means we have to introduce L. So already we know that phi is equals to L into I, where L is the coefficient of self-induction. Yes. Now just let us consider this expression, and this is for a coil of signal. If we have n number of turns, solenoid means it is going to have n number of turns, right? The same expression phi is equals to L I, it can be written as n phi, where capital N is the number of turns. So flux related to the total solenoid, n into phi is equals to L into I. N phi is equals to L I, and our intention is to get the expression for the coefficient of self-inductance, means we can modify this according to our requirement M that we require. So we have to keep that as it is. Let us send this I to the denominator. So L is equals to N phi upon I. L is equals to N phi divided by I. N is total number of turns. So this capital N can be written as small n into L, because small n is equals to capital N upon L. So this capital N can be written as a small n into L. So instead of this capital N, I am going to write it as small n into L. So what we can write for this phi? Here we have that phi, that is equals to BA, that is equals to mu naught NIA. So instead of this phi, I am going to substitute mu naught NIA, and in the denominator that I will be adding. So L is equals to, take your own time to understand, but it is very simple, don't get confused. L is equals to, capital N can be replaced by small n into L, that B, so that 5, that is mu naught n I A, mu naught n I A divided by I, so this I will get cancel. We left with mu naught n into n square L A. So this is the expression for self-inductance of a solenoid, and if we have the core material, that means if this wire is loaded on some material and if mu naught is a permeability of the core material, where mu naught is a permeability of the free space, if that coil has been wounded on some core material, we have to consider the final expression for self-inductance of a solenoid having a core material with permeability mu r. The final expression L is equals to mu naught mu r n square L A, where mu naught, that is the permeability of free space, mu r, that is the permeability of the core material, small n, that is number of turns per unit length, L, length of the solenoid, A is the area of cross section of a solenoid. So this is the expression for self-inductance of a solenoid. So now we have to discuss one of the important expression, that is energy stored in inductor. Energy stored in inductor. So here we have an inductor. Let us consider I is the current flowing through the inductor. This current is variable, therefore there will be change in flux, and that change in flux produces EMF, and that EMF will induce the current, and that is called induced current. Keep one thing in your mind always, the induced current will oppose the variable current. So that is the unit of Lenz's law, right? The induced current has to oppose this current, because the growth of current will change the flux, or the decay of current will change the flux. So here the EMF which is producing the induced current is called back EMF. Why it is called back EMF means, see, if current is growing in the coil, this induced current opposes, that means the EMF is opposing the growth of the current. Okay. If current is decaying, if current is decreasing, now also the flux changes, that means the induced current has to oppose the decay of the current. So the EMF associated with that induced current is called back EMF, because which opposes the change in the current. That may be oppose for the increase of current, which may oppose for the decrease of the current. The EMF in this case of that self-induction, we are calling that as the back EMF, because which opposes the change in the current. So let dW be the work done to establish current. Why we have to do work? Because there is some opposition, right? So in order to establish the current, we have to do some work. So in order to establish the small current, let dW be the work done to establish the current dI in a coil for a time interval of d. The small work done to establish a small current dI for a time interval of d. Why we have to do work? Because there is some opposition, that is back EMF. Against that back EMF we have to do work, either to increase the current or to decrease the current, because for growth as well as for decay there is some opposition, so work needs to be done. So dW is a work done to establish the current dI for a time interval of d. Now dW is equals to minus E into I into d. This expression is very important. So for better understanding, let us focus on this expression. Power, that is electric power, is equals to V into I. Here instead of V we have to use E into I. Electric power, P is equals to E into I. In the same way, the mechanical power, P is equals to dW by dt. So already we have studied the conservation of energy, right? Whatever the energy we are going to spend in order to move the coil or magnet, that will be obtained in the form of electric current. Mechanical energy will get converted to electric current. So here we are using the concepts of electric power and mechanical power, where electric power is equals to E into I and mechanical power is equals to dW by dt, rate of dw can be written as p into dt. By this we can write dw is equals to p into dt, and this p can be written as e into I, so we are going to have the expression dw. Take your own time, try to understand it. dw is equals to p, instead of p we can write e into I into dt. It's very easy, just try to the rough note and once go to this, it will be easy. So dw is small work done, that is equals to ei dt. So just I am going to use that. dw small work done is equals to ei dt. But what about this negative sign? Here we are thinking of back EMF, hence we are introducing that negative sign there. So dw is equals to minus ei dt. This is a small work done, right? Since our intention is to increase the current to the extent of I. Initially there is no current and gradually we are increasing the current. So we need to do some more work. dw is a small amount of work done. So we have to do some more work to establish the entire current and think of this EMF. Here we are thinking of energy stored in the inductor, and we have to think of that EMF related to the concept of self-induction. And already we discussed that E is equals to minus L di by dt. In our previous videos, we have this relation. Please try to understand that E is equals to minus L di by dt. So observe this work done. dw is equals to minus E I into dt. When this E into I, that is instantaneous power. Okay. So EMF E is equals to minus L di by dt. So instead of this E, now we have to write minus L di by dt. So minus into minus it becomes plus. So dw is equals to, instead of E what we can write? L di by dt, L di by dt. What about negative sign? Minus of minus it becomes plus. So just by writing dw is equals to L di by dt, L di by dt, I into dt, I into dt. So here that dt will get cancelled. Just we have with dw is equal to L di into I, or we can write L I into di. This is small work done, right? Now we want to do more work in order to establish current from 0 to I. Initially there is no current and the final current will be I. So the work needs to be done in order to increase the current from 0 to I. So we have to get the total work done by using the concept of integration. For integration we require limits. So here we have to use the limits from 0 to I. Therefore the total work done to establish the current is W, that is equals to integration of dw, where dw is a small work done. What about the limits? Yes, we have to consider limits from 0 to I. So W is equals to integration of dw from 0 to I, that is equals to, what about dw? dw is nothing but Li dt. So integration of Li di from 0 to I. Since L is constant, so let us keep that L outside. So L is constant. We just have with integration of I into dI. What will be the integration of I into dI? It will be similar to integration of x into dx, right? It will be x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So here the integration of I into dI, that will be I square by 2. I to the power of 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. It will be I square by 2, and L is constant. So we are going to have the expression L into I square divided by 2. Just integration of I into di, that is I square divided by 2. If you apply the limits, only the upper limit I will remain, and then 0 will become 1. So just we are going to have the expression L into I square by 2, that is half L I square. Half L I square. So just I am going to give the integration part here. L I into di 0 to I. So L is constant, and integration of I, that is I square by 2, limit 0 to I. So upper limit I square by 2 will be and then 0, that is 1. So simply we have with half L I square. So this entire work done will be stored as a potential energy, and that is our expression energy stored in the inductor, that is magnetic potential energy stored in the inductor, W is equals to U. This entire work done will be stored as magnetic potential energy, so W is equals to U, that is equals to half L I square, hence the expression for energy stored in the inductor. It's very simple. See, just you have to consider the small work done. So dW is equals to, by considering the back EMF minus EI into dt, and here we have to consider the expression for EMF related to the inductor, E is equals to minus L di by dt, minus of minus becomes plus, dW is equals to L di by dt into I into dt, dt will get cancelled, L I di. That is small work, get the total work done, and that is by applying the integration between the limit 0 to the final expression W